evening. Welcome once again to Better Than Before live online. This is Dave Edelstein here to talk to you about relating and being mindful and all of the things that go with that, anything to do with communication and connection. And actually today, instead of blathering on as I do about the things that I usually talk about, I'm going to take a few minutes here. This won't be one of the long videos. Take a few minutes here to talk about my dad. My dad turns 87 today. He hasn't really known that it was his birthday for maybe 8 or 9 years now. Dad was diagnosed with a form of dementia called Pick's disease back 11 years ago. He was already 76 when he was diagnosed. He started showing serious signs of dementia, loss of control of words. He first really started losing control of nouns. He couldn't name things. I became particularly alarmed the day that he could not use the word dentist. My father was a dentist for like 45 years. And not so long after he retired, he retired when he was 69. By the time he was 73, he had lost control of the word dentist. Hi, Jill. Hi, Mike. Thanks for tuning in. Talking here about my dad. So his dementia process was very, very severe. Pick disease, unlike Alzheimer's, very focused, where Alzheimer is sort of a general disease that affects various parts of the brain, slow loss of general function, a little bit at a time. Pick disease really destroys the verbal center, the ability to communicate. And because we really think in words, it really destroys one's capacity to think at all. My dad was a bright guy. My dad was a graduate of Harvard University and Harvard Dental School. Lots of brain power there. And by the time he was 73 or so years old, he was really no longer able to communicate effectively. By the time he was 76, he finally allowed us to take him to the neurologist, something he had resisted fiercely, perhaps knowing perfectly well that nothing could be done for what he had. So we did finally get a diagnosis then, and within 5 years he needed full-time care and has been receiving full-time 24/7 care for the past 5.5 years. But let me take a moment to remember him and remember some of the values that I have acquired from him. Not remember him primarily as an ill person, but as the vibrant, live person he was. Hi, Lance. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for tuning in. Dad was magnificent. I'm not a big guy. My dad was a big guy, over 6 feet tall, anywhere up to 250 pounds. Not restrained in his diet, not restrained in his habits. A guy who just loved to go out and do whatever he felt like doing. Very responsible, extremely hardworking. A very good dentist, a very fast one. He could motor through a crowded waiting room of patients in basically no time, and his patients really appreciated it. My dad's office was in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Now that's become kind of a hipster neighborhood, but in the day when my dad was dentist, it was a working class, hardworking, blue collar neighborhood. People were in a hurry. If they came to the dentist, it was because they were in pain and they needed quick relief and they needed it done so they could hurry back to work. Dad was great at giving people what they needed. Relief, fast relief, and good, quick work. I remember him describing a very good dentist who I believe had gone to another very fine dental school, saying he does beautiful work. He just isn't fast enough. Dad was McDonald's of dentistry. You could go in and out of his office in no time, and he did great work. He did really, really good work. When he was not working, and I remember my grandfather saying, he's the mayor. He's the mayor. When my dad would walk down the street, sometimes I'd go to his office when I was a kid to get my teeth taken care of, and we'd walk down the street, and everybody, hello, doctor, and he loved it. He loved it, and everybody loved him. He was just this grand figure, big guy, big presence, bright smile, big laugh, walk down the street, everybody would light up. I talk a lot about connection. His patients were connected. They were his patients. They loved him. They loved going to the dentist. Oh, I hate going to the dentist. Oh, everybody loved to see my dad. Hi, doc. How you doing? Everybody in the street. Hi, doc. How you doing? Tremendous ability to connect. This grand presence, this ability to walk down the street and just be the center of attention. In a group of people, he would fill the room. He would just make it happen. Tremendously generous. I remember he came to see me once when I was in college. Took all my friends out to dinner. They're like, 15 or 20 of us. Took us all out to dinner. I remember one of my friends who went on to have a great career in law. I now believe he's a professor of law at Columbia University, saying, wow, after that dinner, after watching my dad in action, wow, he said, I want to grow up to be like your dad. Dad was magnificent, wherever he was, generous, supportive, friendly, connected, always a person that people wanted to be around. I enjoyed being around him. This is the part that's going to get tough for me. We'll go short here because I can't do too much of this. Boy, do I miss him. I'd give a year of my life, maybe more, for an hour's conversation with him again. Boy, do I miss him. The idea that there he is, that there he lives, and I can't talk to him, that he doesn't know who I am. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing. It's tougher for him. I don't want to get self-involved here. It's tougher for him. He always said, big heart attack. That's the way to go. I'm going to have a big heart attack and I'm going to be gone all at once. He didn't really work that out the way he hoped. That would have been him. That would have been his way. Here I go. He didn't go that way. And, it's tough for him. But yeah, an hour's conversation. An hour's conversation with Dad would do me a lot of good. So if I know people have all kinds of fraught relationships with their parents, if there's a way that you can connect, reconnect, speak to your parent today, do it while you can. You won't regret it. They can drive you nuts. I know they can drive you nuts. They mean well. So yeah, say hi to your folks today. Still have grandparents? Say hi to them. The old folks miss you. Talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in. Glad to see you. Thanks so much for your comments, Michelle. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.